This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you so much for listening to the Uncle Henry Show, or trying for a little while to listen to the Uncle Henry Show, whatever you can put up with. Once again, here we are together, me and you, just the two of us. The Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. All right, and still trying to learn the new software. We have brand new broadcast software here for the Uncle Henry Show for the first time since, 1998. And so, yes, there's many bugs in it, as you may have noticed in the last week or so. And it's going to take us a few years to work through the bugs here. But back on the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Glad to be back. I was not on vacation. Out a few days. Not on vacation. I developed a case of strep throat. And I will tell you a little bit more about that a little bit later in the program. But right now, here we are together, me and you, once again, the two of us here on the Uncle Henry Show, trying to figure out what is going on in the world around us. What is going on and what has gotten into people? Well, I'll tell you that one thing that's gotten into people is excitement over the bridge. Yes, we got news yesterday from our two senators. And then today, all these kind of officials have come out of the woodwork to say that Mobile is finally going to get the bridge that it is fantasized about for over 30 years. The Fantasy Dream Bridge is allegedly going to get built soon. Construction allegedly happening this year. And let me just tell you, and we're going to go over all this, but just let me tell you, based on my previous decades of experience with this, let me just tell you, calm down. Calm down. I know it's exciting, but calm down. Don't get too excited, because you never know how these things go. Now, first, let's listen. I've got the officials are so excited about this. Young Mayor Sparrow came out with a video earlier today. Yeah. Young Mayor Sparrow with a bridge video to tell us that the promised land, we're almost there. Let's listen.
For many years, the people of Mobile have been...
And I'm pausing there already because this is a video that has a soundtrack on it. There's a musical accompaniment to Young Mayor Sparrow talking about the bridge. Now, I wonder, I think they've said the toll is now going to be $3 to cross it instead of $2.50. How many times do I have to cross the bridge to have paid for this dadgum video to tell me that the bridge is coming? All right, back to the bridge video.
For many years, the people of Mobile have been promised a new I-10 river bridge. Today, I'm proud to say that promise is finally becoming a reality. Let me be clear about what this news means. This is the most significant infrastructure project in the history of our region. It has been decades in the making. A milestone like this does not happen overnight. Every single partner, from the United States Department of Transportation and ALDOT to our federal, state, and local delegations.
Are you enjoying the dramatic music there?
Worked tirelessly to get us to this point. I am deeply grateful to all of them. And I want to say a special word of thanks to my predecessor, Mayor Sandy Stimpson, for being such a devoted champion of this project throughout his administration. This bridge is about more than just convenience. I-10 through Mobile is the primary choke point for traffic between Houston and Jacksonville. It is a critical military corridor and a linchpin of our national supply chain. What we build here doesn't just move Mobile forward, it strengthens the entire nation. This is not just a Mobile priority, it is an American priority. Mobile, you've waited long enough. We're building this bridge.
All right, dramatic ending. Again, I wonder how many times do I have to cross the bridge to pay for that video? Or just how many times do I have to cross the bridge for my toll to pay for the music that went into the video? But anyway, I'm sure the city of Mobile is just rolling in cash and we just throw it around for anything like this. I guess it's a sign that we're really doing well as a city when you can, instead of fixing roads and stuff, you can just produce videos. But anyway, let's get back to the bridge. The exciting details on the bridge. Here is a report from Brendan Kirby, the frequently disheveled investigative news reporter for Fox 10. Earlier today, Fox 10 made Brendan Kirby stand near the Wallace tunnels so that it would be more exciting. They made him stand there and talk about this. So let's listen. I think we'll hear a young Aisling Mitchell of Fox 10 introduce Brendan Kirby with all the details on the bridge.
And Alabama's U.S. Senators Tommy Tuberville and Katie Britt announcing yesterday that there is a path forward for a long-planned bridge over the Mobile River. The announcement comes after rising costs jeopardized the plan, which has been on the state transportation agenda for decades. Fox 10 News investigative reporter Brendan Kirby is live from the Wallace Tunnel right now. And Brendan, you've got some new details.
Yeah, that's right, Ashland, I do. The Alabama Department of Transportation says that this is getting done for two main reasons. First, officials are scaling back the ambition of the project.
All right, so scale back ambition. This is something to remember if you want to do something big. Scale back the ambition.
Alabama Department of Transportation says that this is getting done for two main reasons. First, officials are scaling back the ambition of the project, and second, they're accepting higher tolls. Let me show you the latest idea. We're here at the Wallace Tunnel. The latest plan is to build the bridge, but the state isn't going to replace the Bayway, at least not initially. Instead, the bridge is going to connect to the current structure. Now let's break down those tolls. State and local leaders have insisted since the end of 2021 that drivers with an Algo Pass would pay no more than $2.50 a trip. That will now be $3. Drivers also can opt for a $60 per month unlimited pass. That's also higher than envisioned 5 years ago. Drivers with a multi-state pass, like a Sun Pass, they'll pay $7.70. The causeway and the tunnels will remain free. AlDOT releasing new renderings of what the bridge will look like against the city skyline from the south and from the eastern side of the river. The state also releasing a new video animation. For years, AlDOT has said that
Isn't that exciting? We have new video animations.
the federal government wouldn't contribute funds unless replacing the Bayway was part of the project. But state officials now say the federal government is allowing Alabama to put that off for another day. Instead, the Bayway will be restriped, taking out the shoulders and allowing for 3 lanes in both directions. That will be the same number of lanes for the bridge, which will be taller than the Golden Gate Bridge. AlDOT sent video statements from several Alabama leaders, including Senators Britt and Tuberville, who both praised President Donald Trump and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy.
I know. Now we're getting more videos. You know, when politicians do their jobs, do they need to make a video telling me they did their job?
Statements from several Alabama leaders, including Senators Britt and Tuberville, who both praised President Donald Trump and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy.
I have been proud to work alongside them to ensure that Alabama's priorities are heard in Washington and that this project continues to move forward.
This is a critical project, not just for Alabama,
Beautiful music.
but for the entire region. This bridge will make it easier for people to get to work, get home, or visit our great beaches along the
You know, how do you pick music for a video like that? What kind of music do you think of when you're thinking of people driving over a bridge?
Gulf of America.
The state is projecting the bridge will be open by 2031. The reason why this has taken so long is the enormous cost. Even without the Bayway portion of the project, state officials now say this will cost $3.2 billion. And we're going to have comprehensive coverage on this throughout the day. Reporting live from
Right.
Mobile, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.
All right. So would love to get an assessment of what's already been spent. Just getting to this point, to the video making point. Right. So again, this is all good news because a lot of the things that Mobile wants to do, a lot of the progress Mobile wants to see, I don't think will happen until you have a bridge to alleviate all of the congestion going on the interstate. A bridge is necessary for a lot of the things Mobile wants to do with the airport, the arena, all kind of things. But just calm down. I'll just tell you, calm down, because these things, they said by 2031. This is only the latest set of dates that I've been told in the last 30 to 40 years on a bridge. So just calm down, and let's pray that they got it right this time. All right, look, there's more to come. The Uncle Henry Show will continue, but first I'm going to have to take a break here. Let me see if I can rejoin the break that I accidentally started a few minutes ago as we use the new software for today's Uncle Henry Show. Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Telephone number 251-479-2723. If you'd like to call in and tell me something, 251-479-2723 or 251-479-2723. Email address unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. That's unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Exciting news about the bridge with some changes. The only way to get it built, we've been told in some highly produced videos, that the toll is going to have to be a little bit higher, just a little bit higher on the toll. And the Bayway is going to have to stay the Bayway. They're just going to get rid of the shoulders on the side of the Bayway and just restripe the Bayway to fit an additional lane of traffic each way on the Bayway. So that is the elegant solution for getting the bridge built, and we've been told that it'll be up and running by 2031. And I've tried to explain to you, just calm down, don't get too excited. because I've been told these things before. In fact, I've played this many, many times. Back in 2015 or 2016, I believe I had a congressman in the studio tell me that they were going to drive me across the bridge this year, I think in 2026. So these things, look, unforeseen things can pop up, but it's good news. Just be guardedly optimistic. Guardedly optimistic. We'll know that things are going good if they keep producing videos that have soundtracks and things like that. Again, 251-479-2723, the telephone number. Hello, caller.
Hey, Uncle, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. You are live on the radio.
Yeah, this is Steve, in case you hadn't recognized my voice.
Hey, Steve, make it stick. How are things with you, Steve?
Actually, Make It Stick is no longer a thing. YouTube has snatched my channel off of YouTube.
Well, now what happened?
Well, I had another channel that I didn't really post videos on. I simply, that was what I called my political channel.
Oh.
And it had nothing to do with my other channel.
Right.
My other channel was Good Steve, Kind Steve. The one channel, the political channel, was my troll takedown channel.
Okay.
And apparently saying things like abortion is murder, or asking liberals why they like to harm children and different things like that is considered hate speech. And they snatched that channel down on the 4th of July, and then the 4th of July evening they snatched my other channel down, because if they say you can't have one channel, you can't have any channels. Is what their reasoning was. It was some kind of subversion type rule or whatever. So my knife channel got snatched down with my other channel. So I don't know if I'm gonna start it again. If I do, I might do it on Rumble or one of these other platforms where purple-haired weirdos with septum piercings don't decide my fate.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear that happen to you, Steve. I really am, and it's a word of warning to people about what is accepted in Google land, in the YouTube land.
Yeah, well, pretty much if you're not a purple-haired weirdo with a septum piercing that think that all people that vote Republican are fascists and Nazis and the bad guys, then, they don't want to do anything for you. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wasn't making any money. I was doing it just for the fun of it and everything. I had gotten up to like 1,200 and over 1,200 subscribers, and one of them was actually Navco Bill. Shout out to Navco Bill. I appreciated his support while I was active and everything. And some of the other folks that were Uncle Henry listeners had left messages and everything. And I appreciated their following, but they probably already determined that what happened, because you can't get on or see any of my videos now or any of that stuff. They just took me down, and nothing really that I can do about it. But
hey, is there any way to retrieve your videos? Could you download all your old videos and put them up on Rumble?
No, because I would normally, when I made a video and everything, I would just put it on the channel and then delete it on my phone, because you start getting into too much stuff on your phone, it starts running slow and everything like that, and pictures and videos in particular take up a lot of RAM or whatever they call it, whatever. I'm not a computer person.
Me neither.
If you want a computer smashed with a rock, I'm very qualified for that. But
Me too.
That, I'm really not a computer person. But this was all done with a $50 cell phone, everything I had, done on there. So, like I said, I may start another one when I get a new phone or whatever, so they can't, trace my my email address to the phone or anything like that, and call it something different, and you know. But I'll be sure to let you know if we do that, so we can get some more volume. And I appreciate you helping out, because a lot of times when I would mention it on the Uncle Henry Show, I'd get 3 or 4 new subscribers. So you know, I was attributing that to the power of the Uncle Henry Show.
Well, I love the idea of the show having some form of influence. So I'm glad that you got a few subscribers from it.
Oh yeah, well, you know, it's like I said, I wasn't making any money. I was doing it just for the fun of it, and that's what leftists love to do. They love to spoil people's fun, and you know, they're not going to be happy until we're all just as miserable as they are. But you know, the other thing about it is, you know, maybe one day we can do another sit down. I'll come live on the show, and we'll do some more music, and you know, talk about some other things, and have a little fun.
I would love that, Steve. You let me know. Would love to have you back in and talk knives and Jesus and all that stuff.
Okay, my brother. Well, you take care, and then like I say, I appreciate all the listeners of the Uncle Henry Show who were my followers and everything. I'll keep you abreast as to what we're going to do and make it Stickland next.
All right, Steve. Thank you very much for your phone call. Hate to hear that. YouTube, as part of Google, they have their own political slant, no doubt, and certainly, you just heard Steve say the kind of things that he was putting on his political channel that they will just not allow there on the YouTube. All right, let's say I'm up on the news break. Back with more Uncle Henry Show after the break here on News Radio 710 WNTM. It says the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Telephone number 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address unclehenry at iheartmedia.com. That's unclehenry at iheartmedia.com. You can also hear me Monday through Friday on FM radio playing country music on 95 KSJ. I'll be on 95 KSJ tomorrow. Be on there from 10 to 2 with your chance to win tickets to see Parker McCollum in concert at the Wharf on July 17th. Your chance to win coming tomorrow at 11:15 with me on 95 KSJ. Now, let's see. We got a lot to get into, but I do have another living caller. Hello, caller.
Uncle Henry.
LD, the Mad Trucker, retired.
Let me tell you. Did they say it was going to be $2.50 to cross the bridge?
$3 one way.
$3. In 6 years, before that bridge won't be completed for about 6 years. It'll be $7. Mark my words.
Well, I'm marking them.
How in the world are they going to be able to say that with any factor knowledge? It's just not going to happen. Do you know this? The extra supports alone that they're having to build in there is what's making this thing cost so much.
What do you mean, extra supports?
Well, they figure, this is what I was told, they figure your mother will cross the bridge once a day, and they need that for the extra weight.
You freak, that's disgusting! How dare you? How dare you attack my mother, she's of normal weight. And this is something that everybody has testified about. I've had all kind of respectable people testify live on the air that they've seen my mother and that she's of normal weight for her age, height, and activity level. And you still can't help it. Listeners, please. I need somebody like Steve to pray for LD, because this is something that has gotten into LD's heart. It is certainly demonic. This is demonic. It's got to be. It's got to be a demon that is in there with LD in his head, in his mind, wrapped around his heart, something like that. We got to pray this out of him. I think this could be the year that we could get the demon out of LD. I think that. I'm more optimistic about praying the demon out of LD than I am about the bridge being built by 2031. Now, again, I hope it is. I hope the bridge is built by I hope it's built even sooner. I'm just more optimistic about the praying the devil out of LD than I am about elected officials getting jobs done. But LD, shame on you. Let the shame. Maybe the problem is that LD just doesn't feel shame, and that's that's a defect of some kind. Hope that LD learns the burning sensation of shame. Now, where was I? 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Got some voicemail to get to, other things to get to, even more bridge talk. But I did want to say that I was out for a few days, not on vacation, but I was out because of being sick with strep throat. Now, this past Friday, I was off from this show working for 95 KSJ down at the Wharf in Orange Beach. Went down there and did a concert, worked a concert. It was a lot of fun, except for the fact that I felt sick there and pretty much for sure had a blazing fever all during the concert. And now, who knows, I may have created an epidemic down there in Orange Beach. I don't know. I guess I need to contact health officials and find out. Hey, did I start an epidemic down there? So the next day was Independence Day. It was Independence Day, 4th of July, a Saturday. And I felt very bad. Sore throat, fever, congestion, cough, all the fun stuff. And no urgent cares were open. because it was Independence Day, the 250th. Wasn't going to go to an emergency room. And the company I work for has for many years sent me emails every month telling me, instead of going to an urgent care, use this service. Excuse me, I'm still sick. Now, I'm not going to name the service to you, but it's one of these services where you can use your smartphone and talk to a board-certified doctor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can get instant care from a board-certified doctor. And you don't have to actually go to a doctor. And I thought, well, this will be the perfect day to use this service. It's Independence Day. I can't go to an urgent care or anything. I'm sick. So I got my smartphone out and I figured out how to use this, and I went and used this service. I had to download an app and had to enter in my employment information and all this mess. And I got connected to a board-certified doctor. And the board-certified doctor on my smartphone said, okay, you've got a fever, you've got a cough, congestion, you got a very bad sore throat. Here's what you do. Take some Tylenol and gargle with warm salt water. And that was it. And I thought, well, this is good. I mean, this has saved me a trip to an urgent care. Cost, I don't know, I think it was $40 that I paid. But and I thought, well, and if it's only just a cold, then I can go out and still, because it's only the 250th anniversary of the country, one time only. So even though I was ill, went out and I went and saw family, went and ate, burgers and hot dogs with family. I went to OWA and saw a special presentation where they sang patriotic songs with local performers. It was very nice, and I felt horrible the whole time. But I thought it's the 250th. I've got to do this. And the board-certified doctor said, all you need is Tylenol and saltwater gargle. What kind of a wimp would I be if I just stayed home on the 250th? So I saw my family and went to OWA, into a theater with other people, probably caused an outbreak there. I don't know how many members of my family I lost with my illness. Then saw the fireworks. Went and saw the fireworks. Felt terrible. Just felt, even though I was taking the Tylenol and the saltwater gargle. And then the next day, still felt really bad and thought, you know what? Maybe instead of just using the smartphone doctor, maybe I should go see one in person. And as soon as I tested positive for strep throat almost walking in the door. So anyway, I guess, I don't know what the point of the story is, other than I learned that I will never, ever use the smartphone app for a doctor's visit ever again. I will never do it again. I will never do it again. This was the poor doctoring I got on the smartphone. I guess it added it was another day without any antibiotics. It just added, it wasted my time, it wasted my money, and increased the length of my recovery time because I didn't get the medicine I needed. So just a word, I'm putting a good word in for real living human doctors and not smartphone apps that claim to have board-certified doctors, but I don't know if I talk to a real doctor or an AI or what. Anyway, all right, look, I'm going to take one more, got one more quick time out, and this will be quick, and I'll be back with more Uncle Henry Show after the break here on News Radio 710. Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. We have news headlines coming up in less than 10 minutes. I've got a caller waiting. Hey, before I get to you, caller, real quick, I want to wish a happy birthday to an Uncle Henry Show listener.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sam, a big man. Happy birthday to you. I hope your birthday's awesome.
All right, so happy birthday to Bama Big Man from some freak. So Bama Big Man, happy birthday to Bama Big Man, a big follower of the Uncle Henry Show. Hello, caller.
Hey, Uncle Henry, how you doing?
Snake Trapper, you are live on the radio, Snake Trapper.
Oh, Henry, I'd like to also wish Bam Big Man a happy birthday and wish that he has many, many, many more. So, man, this is a good time to celebrate a birthday with for somebody like Bama Big Man. He is a wonderful fella. Had the privilege to meet him and talk with him many, many different times and love him to death.
Well, he's a lovable person.
He most certainly is, Uncle Henry. But, man, what I called to tell you about Uncle Henry, I've had 2 reports this week of folks finding snakes in their pool, Uncle Henry. Do you know how the little skimmer works on a pool? It's a little cubby hole that kind of
sucks the water toward it to get any kind of leaves or debris off of them.
Yeah.
Both occasions, the snakes were in the skimmers, and one occasion, Uncle Henry, the guy had his back to the little cubbyhole, and the snake bit him in the shoulder, and it wound up being a pretty good sized black racer. And I told the guy that we didn't have nothing to worry about, that just to clean his wound good. But if you get near a black racer, Uncle Henry, you can just about guarantee you that snake is going to bite you.
Oh, okay.
So just tell people out there in Radio Land know to be careful when you're getting in your pool. There's a big chance it's going to be a non-venomous snake. You know, it's rare that a moccasin will come out of a swamp just to get in the pool. And if you live by a creek and have a pool, it's not rare to actually get them in your pool. But, people just lives in subdivisions away from swampy areas. They'll be non-venomous snakes, so nothing to worry about. They're just trying to cool down over here, getting to the mid-90s. And, like I've told you many times, they can't regulate their body heat, so they got to figure out a way to cool down. So it's nothing to worry about.
All right, well, Snake Trapper, thank you for that update.
There, Uncle Henry, you have a good day, my buddy.
You too. Thank you very much, Snake Trapper. And you can find him on Facebook. In fact, over the weekend, I saw several snake videos on his page. Just look for Snake Trapper on Facebook. 2 words, snake, and then Trapper on Facebook. Now, let's see. Before I'm out of time in this hour, let me get to this quick voicemail message.
Roll Tide, Unc. Uncle's sitting here on this Thursday afternoon on the front porch perusing the Facebook. I come across Fox 10's news website. I'm going to read the title of this article, but I didn't even bother to read that blame article. Breaking news. Newest Mobile River Bridge plan. Excuse me, let me begin again. Breaking news. Newest Mobile River Bridge plan excludes the Bayway and envisions higher tolls. Yeah. Going up on the price already, and they ain't even slung the first hammer, have they? The Wish Bridge. Dream on, people. It won't be in my lifetime. I guarantee you that.
All right. 69-year-old Chris, skeptical. And look, I know that the local officials are very excited. Young Mayor Spiro had a produced video with a soundtrack behind it telling us that our dreams were going to come true. And I hope he's right. But I'm not getting excited yet because I had a congressman sit in here. Let's say I had a congressman sit in here about 10 years ago and make me this promise.
I think we're going to start building on it sometime probably late next year. But remember, it's a 4 to 6 year build.
Late next year?
Yeah.
That soon?
Yes, sir.
Year.
Why don't you and I, we'll make a date, we'll drive across it together. But remember, I said a 4 to 6 year build.
Right.
So
yes.
Even if we start next year.
I've still got to live.
Even if we start next year, you're talking about 2021, 2022, 2023, maybe 2024 before it's completed.
All right, so we had, I had a politician already sit in here and make a date with me to drive across the bridge in 2024 when it was completed. So that's why I'm not excited about it yet. That's why. But anyway, I do hope that we do get the bridge and because that, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, so many things that Mobile wants to do, so much progress that Mobile can have happen depends on the free flow of traffic, not just for people living in Baldwin County, but just for commerce in general. Depends on the flow of that traffic on the interstate. Everything from the airport to the arena, to so many other things. If we want big success for Mobile, we need that bridge. And so I hope that their optimism is warranted. All right, out of time for this hour. There is more Uncle Henry Show coming up in the 6 o'clock hour. In fact, I'm going to interview a leftist who's written a book about Bernie Sanders. So if you are a leftist or a socialist, you really might enjoy the next hour of show.